Hi, my name is Danesh Kanakraj, a motivational speaker and a five-time TEDx speaker. A lot of people have asked me what's my story behind the muscular dystrophy. So today I'm going to share my story about muscular dystrophy. I'm a person with disability affecting 74% of my body because of muscular dystrophy. Now, it is a neuromuscular disorder. That means as my age increases, the ability to do things decreases. Now, till my age of 13, that is around 7th standard, I was completely fine. I used to cycle, play football in school at forward and defense positions. Now, even I got selected for a district level football competition, and that's when the symptoms of muscular dystrophy started rising up. Now, after that, I used to have frequent giddiness, frequent falls while walking. That was the case wherein the symptoms of muscular dystrophy started showing up. My energy levels started dropping off year by year. Of course, we went to the doctors. I started taking medicines. Sometimes there were 10 to 15 tablets in a day. But since then, nothing significant changed after all the diagnosis and all the treatments. After all the minor tests that the doctors could diagnose, they could not find what exactly was happening. So what they did was a biopsy operation to diagnose, and that's when we got to know about muscular dystrophy. And that's when we also learned that this disorder is not curable and it doesn't have any kind of medicines across the globe. So the long story short, I did my electronic and telecommunication engineering from Chennai. I also was simultaneously working on my startup idea, which eventually failed, but I got a lot of learning out of it. Of course, failures are the ones which makes us learn a lot of things in life. After my engineering, I again went for an Ayurvedic treatment for 4 months in Kerala. This eventually resulted in a failed treatment because doctors had no prior experience handling such muscular dystrophy cases and did wrong treatments which made me travel back home in a wheelchair. I went there walking with a stick, but they sent me back in a wheelchair. And this is exactly where I understood that doctors are testing me or testing the medicines on my body with different medicines or different tests and so on and so forth. So, at every instance, I could feel myself lost, devastated, and a lot of questions about life and future started rising up, which I eventually that only I had to answer. And over the period of time, I was extremely consistent always in doing whatever I loved doing. Even during the treatment of the 4 months, being inside the four walls of the room, I had my laptop, phone, and internet. I kept writing blogs about my college life, about my business experiences, about a lot of other things that I had intervened. So Kai was losing out on my ability to do things. I loved traveling, driving, reading. So these are well my hobbies. And Kai, but I used to drive bike and car till 2016. I loved traveling. At one go itself, I have drive car for a 500-kilometer stretch. But today, I lost my ability to drive, and I no more drive a car and a bike because of my limitations and challenges. Perhaps I'm extremely grateful for God that God has given me an opportunity to travel more after 2016, starting 2017, to various cities, to various towns for my work, and I have met a lot of people than before. Precisely on 1st of January 2017, I distinctly remember sitting on the balcony asking questions to myself that am I not worthy enough to do anything worthwhile? Am I not capable of achieving my dreams and desires? And today, and don't I have the skills and capabilities to achieve my dreams and desires? The one answer that echoed louder was a big no. And that's the day I decided that come what may, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I started writing and sharing more blogs with my friends and families and colleagues. And in March 2017, I was invited to speak to the world's biggest and a global platform a global platform called TEDx. Now that was the first time I was invited to speak on stage, as it was my first public speaking engagement. I had prepared well, but as soon as I went on stage, looking at the audience, the fear kicked in, and I completely forgot whatever I had to speak. I got stuck. I took long pauses while speaking. But that was the day of humiliation. I could not face anybody after my speech in that auditorium. Now that's when I decided to overcome the challenges I faced, and I practiced more and more over the weeks and over the months. And I fortunately got the second invitation to speak in the global platform called TEDx, which eventually also started growing. So one TEDx talk led to the second, second led to the third, and third led to the fourth. And today I am a five-time TEDx speaker. Not just that, I've also addressed 150 plus motivational sessions to students and corporate professionals spread across 12 different cities in the span of around 3 to 3.5 years, motivating and inspiring students and corporate professionals by sharing stories. Now, I have been featured in books. I have featured a lot of vocaloids, a lot of articles have been written. People started knowing, and things started falling in place. It is all easier to say than it was easier to do, because every time I think of doing something, a long list of challenges would rise up because of the limitations and the challenges that I have been facing and which I had to deal with. It is famously said that whatever you want to do in life, first it happens in mind and then in reality. It was absolutely true in my case. I have to plan every step, like who will be there to assist, who will I travel with, will the people shift me from the wheelchair to the car seat, who will push my wheelchair, what if the wheelchair is not, what if the infrastructure is not accessible, will there be a collar mic, will there be a wireless mic, major challenges were washrooms and toilets. So, answering such questions used to exhaust me, and it does even today. But if I want to do something, I have to take that plunge, and I have to take that first step. And every time, and believe me, a lot of times I've taken that first step, and following things automatically falls in place. The irony is, a lot of times this has happened to me. The irony is, after coming back home, I have felt, why was even I thinking about all these things? Because what happened there was completely different than whatever I was thinking and worrying about on the previous day, and that didn't even show up. And a lot of us, and even me for that matter, we are extremely reluctant to ask for help. But that's the one thing that helped me every time when I have to do something worthwhile. I realized that my mind is my strongest asset. I started focusing only and only on my strengths to speak and inspire people. Everything happens for a reason. I or you cannot keep worrying about whatever is happening in our life. We need to work on it. We need to find solutions. I know it's hard, but nothing worth comes easy. I had to grind myself at various levels and stages. Even today, I grind myself in order to go to the next level. And I'm sure it's with everybody. Eventually, I understood that this is not the destination, but it is a part of the journey. And even today, I do not understand my journey, but that's the way of life, and that's the way I live in the present. If any challenges comes your way, just tell yourself that everything happens for a reason. Do not worry about the challenges, just be present in the situation. Live in the present and keep thinking about the solution. Keep thinking positive. Be grateful for whatever you have rather than thinking about what's not there. We possess, whether it is you or whether it is me, we possess the biggest of the biggest potential and the greatest within us in order to conquer any kind of problems or situations in life. There are three mantras that I completely follow. I would like to spell it out for you. That being calm, being grateful for whatever the resources that we have, and being grateful and thankful for the life that we have been blessed with. I mean, these three mantras are what I have been practicing and focusing on over the years. Sometimes it pains me to see that even though when people have everything, and still people are getting anxiety, depression, and some people even end up taking their own lives. So my mission is to give them hope, inspire people to live their life to the fullest through my day-to-day inner communication. I want to help people learn and practice how to win the game inside the mind first, because that's what matters. A humble request to each one of you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that it reaches to millions of people who just need one ray of hope and one word of inspiration. Signing off, Danesh Kanakaraj, your motivational speaker. Thank you.